Well, hello, and welcome to everyone to Storyteller. I'm Dr. Daintee Jones, and I serve as Development Director at the Ensemble Theater. This video series highlights different leaders in Houston as they are giving advice to the youth of our Young Performers program at the Ensemble Theater. And so while this is not an official YouTube channel for the ensemble, we are fans of the ensemble and supporting what the theater does in its 47-year history in the city of Houston and as the largest African American theater in the southwestern region of the country. So
Mhm.
today I have the pleasure of interviewing Ms. Patricia Wells. And so I just want to thank you, Ms. Wells, for taking the time to meet with me today to share your knowledge with the youth from our Young Performers program. And in doing so, showing the importance of storytelling in our everyday lives.
Mhm.
Would you like to share your title with us?
Yes, I am the program director for Center for Entrepreneurship at San Jacinto College at the Generation Park location.
Wonderful, wonderful. And
Mm.
tell us what you do in your present position.
Oh, it's amazing. The Center for Entrepreneurship is very new as of 2024. And the ultimate goal for the center is to be a hub of resources, activities, and events that cultivate entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial growth, and giving our community the perspective that they can have what it is that they've cultivated in their brain and they want to see manifested in real life. And so the goal is to support our business owners, community, our students, and be that resource to provide them the tools that are needed.
Excellent, excellent. Well, what kind of storytelling is helpful in your position?
I think for me, for this role, it would be, one, very first, you always have to know the history behind an entrepreneurial journey. What happened, what works well, what doesn't work well. Um, but really, I believe what's relevant is staying current with the times, knowing the market and the industry that you're in, and making sure that what you're delivering is something that's relevant. Because the goal of entrepreneurs is to either grow, gain exposure, or, increase revenue, right? So, um, definitely keeping storytelling current so it adds that value of, I know that this is what they did and this is what I can do. Um, so that would
Awesome,
be that.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Will you give us an example of how you've used storytelling to turn a challenging situation into a successful testimonial, either in your professional life or your personal life?
Um, I would say for my, let's go to my personal life because a lot of times it's having that reality check and knowing that um, an everyday person can still do and accomplish amazing things if that's where they see themselves going. And so I served in the military community as a spouse for a little over 20 years, providing educational services to that group. And during that time, when you're in that military lifestyle, you relocate. And so my journey consisted of relocating every 3 years, which was very challenging. However, I am the type that I love to stay busy. I love to make income that I can use casually. And so something that I enjoy is hair. And I was able to talk about something that I enjoy. and profit off of that as well. And so during my storytelling time, as I relocated, it was always challenging to find someone that can do ethnic hair. You didn't know how to wash it. You don't know what to do when it's done. Do you blow dry it? When you blow dry it, now it's weird. And because it was something that I enjoyed, it culminated into a means of making income. And so every time that I relocated, there was always a cohort or a group of people that needed that support. And so storytelling came through my daughter, came through me talking about, oh, these products aren't here. What am I going to do? What are the basics that I need? And so storytelling of my own struggle and my own journey, and then being able to share that and put that out. And as we know, social media is new. So it wasn't a thing like it is now a few years ago. I said 20 years. So it was really word of mouth. It was really seeing people that you can identify with and say, hey, have you thought about this? Or, complimenting and then going in. So storytelling is definitely, like I said earlier, it has to be relevant to my right now. And is the content going to benefit me in any way? And so I use storytelling all the time because that's what brought me clientele, brought me friendships, was able to allow me to cultivate something that was a passion. And still to this day, I do it, but I do it at my leisure.
That is wonderful. I I really think that many of the students who are going to view your interview, this will resonate with them. It truly
Mhm.
will. I really think this will resonate. Thinking back to memories, it even made me think about my mother in my childhood and some wonderful moments we even had together while doing hair.
Yes,
There's so much history that's linked to our
yes,
hair. And
yes.
you're so right about as we move and we migrate, not knowing what we will encounter, but we're
Mm-hmm.
telling the same story. It hasn't changed. The
Mm-hmm.
needs are still there, but you might find another cadre of people to come in who
Right.
find out they have the
Yeah.
same story and they're
Yeah.
rejoicing that you told it. So thank you so much for that response. Thank you.
Yeah.
The next question is, what techniques do you use or I'm sorry, do you use to ensure the stories that you tell resonate with your target audience?
For me, what I think is important is understanding what they need. So initially, before we get started in going any direction, you establish that baseline. What is it that you want to get out of this? What is it that you want to learn? And when you walk away from this scenario or this lesson or this training or this workshop, what will bring you back? And so I think when you start off with knowing those things and having that content, it guides your conversation to a position that's relevant and resonates with those that are listening. I could talk about hair all day, but when I'm with my boss doesn't want to talk about hair, right? He wants to talk about
Yes.
this 9 to 5,
Mhm.
working with the community. What stakeholders am I working with that we can cultivate and bring in for a partnership? Um, but it's knowing what the end goal is, keeping that first, and then moving forward to guide the conversation so that both people, when they walk away, it's valuable and you don't feel as if you wasted your time. Time is something we cannot get back.
That's right. That's right. It's
Mhm.
time is such a valuable asset. Well, thank you for sharing that. It is quite important to keep our audience in mind. It really is.
Yeah.
So here's the next question. What impact have you seen storytelling have on your audience's engagement and retention of material?
Storytelling, I believe, supports engagement through having the participants be able to identify with whoever the story is about. It's so funny because we can find ourselves or pieces of ourselves in any and everything. We can find it in music, we can find it in artists, we can find it in, grandma, grandpa. There's pieces of ourselves that we can find everywhere. And so many times it's about bringing it to life, bringing that aspect that Rocky, from the movie, the certain aspects that happened in Rocky and making it a reality and bringing the parallel. When you say Rocky or Terminator or, certain key things, it resonates because you know it. So when you can pull and build a bridge from something that you see to your reality, and even if it's fictional, it's making the connection. Um, Everything starts out with having an idea, and then that idea turns into your passion. And so how do you fuel that? You fuel that by finding things that resonate, that makes the connection, and you're pulling it together and you're getting all of that. And through that, that becomes your story. Like for me, I didn't grow up with my family. So my ideal family was the Huxtables, to be honest. And so what did I pulled? I had to pull from that. What do I want from that? What can I keep from that? What can I trash from that? And then you mold that into your everyday because you're hearing the story and you're trying to connect with it. So storytelling, I think, is so key to everything that we do because typically the storyteller has gone through it and is closely connected to what they're sharing. And so right now, that storyteller is a resource for you to help you build, to help you grow, or to give you, hey, I don't know, but you can go over there. You can't get it from me because I don't know it, but I could tell you where to go. So that storyteller not only is giving you that inspiration and not only is guiding you, but is a resource for you um, and to help you get to the next level. So having storytelling as a part of what I'm putting out there is key. And the retention piece that you asked about comes from those that heard the initial story and they complete the program. And when they're satisfied, they're going to want more and they're going to want to tell others more. So if you're telling me this is what you want, this is what you would love to see, and I'm able to deliver that, you're going to be a happy customer and you're going to come back and you're going to tell somebody else about it. So I'm
Yes.
going to start off wanting to know, where are you? What do you want from this? How does this look for you? And then my job is to make sure that I make that happen so that when you leave out, you feel satisfied, you feel confident, and you're on to your next goal. And we're making a difference in the community that we're in. Ultimately, we want to grow, we want to be better, but we want to be the hands and feet that do that. We don't want to be on the sidelines. So, part of making that happen is truly storytelling and seeing that this can be done because so and so did it. Or I know somebody that told me a story about so and so, and he's really right down the street. Like it's those things I think that resonate. I don't want to be too long. I can keep going, but
Oh, great. You're
I
great.
have
I want to applaud the beauty of the vulnerability that you just shared with
thank
the
you.
audience in this
Thank you.
response. I really believe it is going to touch and inspire others who might have a similar story
Mhm.
to your story. So thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I just have two more questions to go.
Okay.
And I have been enjoying being in your presence so much.
Mhm.
What ethical considerations should one keep in mind when using storytelling in one's career?
The biggest thing is never to offend and never to judge and find a way to share the stories and embrace the beauty of the cultural differences that we share. We're all different. What's common and normal to me might not be common and normal to you. And it's so interesting that you pose that as a question because my heritage is West Indian. I grew up with a traditionally Jamaican family. So my customs and my culture, what's normal in my household, is not the everyday person, is not the everyday thing. And so if someone is storytelling or you find yourself in a space where you're storytelling, 100% be true to who you are. Be true to what you go home to, your culture and your customs and the things that make you you, because that's the beauty of it. However, it's important to never make anyone feel alienated or less than or not included, because the beauty of the diversity is that you're not like me. You're completely different. And you allow me into that space to learn about you, to learn about your customs. And guess what? I may be able to incorporate that and have a little something special in the next thing I offer. And so
Yeah.
it's important when you're sharing stories to not change who you are and not change what you've been exposed to, but to embrace it and say, this was my everyday. I didn't do sports because I had to go home. I didn't sleep at anybody's house because they were not having that. There were no sleepovers. There's some things that are different, and that's what makes it unique and fun and adds that extra edge in how you're telling and how you're sharing and how you're growing the spaces that you're in. So that would be that.
Excellent. Yes. Very important notes that you've shared with us. Thank you. And so I have just one more question. So, lastly, do you have any news that you would like to share with our audience members?
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I'm so excited to be at the Center for Entrepreneurship. Like I said, it is very new, but the beauty that we have is that we can offer a lot of opportunities. And right now we have grant funding to offer free opportunities. And so if you find yourself in a space where you want to learn more about growing your business, establishing a business, generating ideas for a business, we have an opportunity for you. And so the best place to find that would be on San Jac or San Jacinto College website under Center for Entrepreneurship, or emailing me, patricia.wells@sjcd.edu. Um, and moving forward, we're in August, September, we're going to have a 6-week course called Small Business Management Academy. The commitment is 6 weeks. It's 2 nights a week. And at the end, you'll be certified with small business management. And for those that may not be able to commit to a 2-day-a-week course, we have another course that's starting that is going to meet one time a week, and it will extend for 25 weeks. So this particular one is a slower pace. You meet once a week, and you're able to really dive in and cultivate what you want to develop. And so in addition to that, we also have Disaster Resilience series, which is a series that will talk about FEMA, SBA loans. How do you prepare your business and respond to a disaster? We just had Beryl that caught so many people off guard. And so this series is in response to Beryl and the hurricane season that we're in right now. And so those 3 things are absolutely free. It's just a matter of signing up for them. And I love, love, love that. The community that we're in loves San Jacinto College and has poured into providing free opportunities for entrepreneurs or those seeking to become entrepreneurs. Because once you have knowledge, you are dangerous. And we're in the business of giving you knowledge. And so we have a lot of things coming forward. The the key is staying connected, staying informed, staying educated, staying abreast of what's happening, what's coming down the pipeline, and how you can get plugged in. And so I encourage you to visit the site regularly. I encourage you to email me or call me. I'm definitely available. Um, and grow. Whatever you do, don't stop learning, don't stop growing, don't stop cultivating, don't stop brainstorming, and definitely don't stop storytelling. So,
Thank you. I guess you can tell how grateful I am that you took time to talk with me and the students about your experience in storytelling. And you did a wonderful, wonderful presentation
thank you. I
and
appreciate you.
represented San Jacinto College very well. All
Mhm.
right. Well, that is all
Yes.
for today. That is all for today. And again, I'm Dr. Daintee Jones. I serve as Director of Fund Development at the Ensemble Theater. Our phone number is 713 520 0055, and our web address is www.ensemblehouston.com. And always remember, you have a right to tell your story on whatever stage you find. Take
Mhm.
care until next time.
Yes.